This is the firm and funny truth that you and I all have the same amount of time in a day. We all have 24 hours in a day. But the way we use it, the way you use your time and the way I use my time is what determines what I'm going to become and what we are going to get out of whatever we have invested our time in. Because whatever you invest your time in, you become. Yes, welcome back here. Just in case you're new, my name is Simon and here we speak the African way of things that actually do matter. Today, we are talking about time management. Why time management? Is because we are living in a generation where there's a lot of distractions, social media, politics, propaganda, a lot of things can actually take our time, can take our minds, can hook us up at a very fast rate, and before we know it, we have lost focus. And just in case you didn't know, that is time being wasted. But today, I want us to talk about how we can manage our time. And before we even go any further, I would love to bring this to our table. I would love to bring this to our concern, that the difference between a beggar and a billionaire is how they use their time. The difference between a rich man and a poor man is how they use their time. So it is all that simple transaction. We all have the same time in a day, 24 hours, but how we use those 24 hours is what determines where we are going to be in the next 10 hours, is what determines where we're going to be in the next 2 days, is what determines where we're going to be in the next 10 years. You get what I mean? And today I brought us some tips on how we can actually manage our time. Tip number one is to document a plan. Put it on paper, write it on paper. It's even in the Bible. The Bible tells us that write a vision on plain paper, that whoever readeth it runs. You get what I mean? So there's a reason as to why my wall right here in the bedroom is having writings all over on the wall somewhere there. I think you can see right now. It's because the book I was reading, it's called The Greatness Guide by Robin Sharma, and he said that usually it is the things that we write, or it is the things that we plan, or it's the things that we actually schedule that get done. So when you document a plan, you have a laid out blueprint of what is going to happen today, tomorrow, in a few years to come. You have plan A, you have C, D, and E. You have all those things labeled, written right down for all the assurance that they are going to be executed. In that way, we will be able to manage our time. The second tip that I have for us is establishing our priorities on that same plan. You get what I mean? I'll give you a typical example. If one of your plans this year was to be a good book reader, you get what I mean? Or if one of your plans this year was to be a cryptocurrency investor, that means when it comes to your priorities, you wouldn't be found in sports betting. Why? Because in sports betting, probably your money the money that you would have invested for you to become a cryptocurrency investor would have actually been won over there and you lost it. You get what I mean? Or if your plan was to be a Gymshark athlete, you want to have the muscles, then your establishment of priorities around that plan would be that, okay, now if last year I was eating pork maybe thrice a week, then this year, since my plan is to be a Gymshark athletic, I am not going to eat pork thrice in a week, or I'll eat it only once in a month. You get what I mean? So you establish your priorities depending on the plan that you documented. In that way, it's another way that we can actually manage time and redeem the time, and we don't waste time as young people. The third tip that I have for us is learning to say no. Every time you say yes to something less important, you're saying no to something more important. Does that make sense? I'll give you a typical example. Of recent, one of my old friends called me and he was like, "Hey Simon, how are you doing? I won't mention names because they might be watching. How are you doing? There's this and this and this, but I want you to help me and be a part." You get what I mean? So out of the sincerity of heart, I said, "Okay, yes, it's okay. But I didn't see what was coming far ahead. Now today, as over time, as I'm recording this video right now, I got a voice note from his WhatsApp and he was telling me, okay, now, yeah, we paid that money, we spent that money, but we also need to spend more money here. My saying yes, that commitment to be available at that particular time that this person had scheduled has actually costed me money, it has costed me time, it has costed me a lot of things. Yeah, you get what I mean? So in a way of time managing, if we are to manage our time, we need to learn how to say no. Not everything you are supposed to say yes to. Not everybody that says come on, you're supposed to say yes to. Not every plan that is brought on your table you're supposed to say yes to. Not every good thing around you are supposed to say yes to. If we learn to say no, in that way we shall have our proper management of our time. You get what I mean? Tip number 4 that I have for us today is to do an inventory on our associations. Go back and review in your contacts list. Go back and review in all your friends. Which friends are actually adding onto your life? Which associations of people are actually growing you? Which people are actually adding on your life? Which people are encouraging in this step? Which people are growing you in maybe in finances? Which people are adding to your life mentally? Which people are adding to your life health-wise? You get what I mean? You need to go and review your associations. When you find out that there is this particular group of people that are actually taking my time, we just go and watch sports. There is this particular group of people that we just sit and jazz about people. There's this particular group of people where we just sit and maybe we take drugs. You get what I mean? I always tell people that you are a total sum of the 5 friends that you always hang around with. So your associations, that means when you associate with a thief, you're soon becoming a thief. When you associate with a drunkard, you will finally become a drunkard. So it's very much important to associate, review, do an inventory on your associations. Find out which people are not adding anything, which people are just taking your time, which people are just consuming, which people are squandering your time. When you get to know, then let them go, and let in people who are going to add on you, let in people who are going to use your time profitably. Number 5 that I have for us today is do not try to please everyone. Don't try to please everyone. And let me tell you something funny about humans. Humans can actually be unpredictable. People can actually be laughing with you, but yet they don't like you at all. People can actually be here with you and you think you have a support system, but in actual sense, you don't have a support system. You have an enemy system. They are just behind you, so that maybe when something wrong comes, they'll just disappear from you. You get what I mean? So it's very much important to not try to please everyone. When someone tells you, yes, can you do this for me? And you just do it out of pleasing that person, but in actual sense, it's not something that you're into. It's not something that maybe you're not even elucidated about, you're not intricately configured about that thing. Man, don't try to please everyone. I want to let you know, friends, that you cannot please everyone. You'll be surprised that some folks will just hate you out of the blue. You've never done anything to them, you've never talked to them, you've never maybe talked to their girlfriends, or you've never talked to their husbands. You have never done anything. You've not even stepped onto their shoes, but they just hate you. When they look at you, they just don't like you. You get what I mean? That's just the way some people are. So don't try to please everyone. Don't compromise. You get what I mean? Don't try to buy friendship. Do not please everyone. You will never please everyone. As young people, we need to review who we are trying to please. You get what I mean? Some people don't deserve our pleasing. No. They do not. They don't deserve our pleasing. So in our redeeming time, it's very much important to not to try to please everyone. Don't try to please everyone. You will find yourself using your time in a more profitable way. You will find yourself actually investing your time in things that are actually more worthy than the people that you're trying to please. Don't try to please everyone. I repeat, do not try to please everyone. And lastly, forget the past and design for the future. A lot of people live in regrets. A lot of people live in, I wish I did this. I wish I actually invested in cryptocurrency. I wish I bought that Bitcoin when it was still low. I wish I put my money there. Oh, I wish I talked to this person. I wish I said hi to this girl. I wish I actually read my books. One man said that you cannot do anything about yesterday. It has already happened. But you can do something today that will change your tomorrow. You get what I mean? So forget the past and design now for the future. It's too late. We cannot do anything about the past. We cannot change the past. So cease living in the regret. Cease living in the past and start designing. Start documenting plans. Start establishing your priorities on that plan, and learn to say no. Learn to say no. Don't try to please everyone. Do an inventory on your associations. Don't live in the past. And I want to let you know that it doesn't matter how many times you fall down. It doesn't matter how many times you fail. But what's most important is how many times you rise up on your feet, dust yourself, and continue moving in the direction that you are moving before you fail. So it's very much important not to stay in the past. Don't stay on the ground. Get up, get on your feet, move again. These are some of the ways we can actually redeem time as young people in our generation. And when you check the word deem simply means to possess something. So redeeming means repossessing something that you have lost. You get what I mean? Simply means we can no longer live a normal life. No. We have to work extra harder. We have to put in a little bit of effort. You get what I mean? Redeeming the time simply means that we have to be more focused. It simply means that we have to be more determined. It simply means that we have to be straight on the course. It simply means that we have to be more inspired to do whatever we are supposed to do in the times in which we are supposed to do it. And in conclusion, I want to actually let us know that redeeming time simply means converting now into value. You and I have the capabilities to manage time and produce something more profitable and grow our lives and inspire ourselves and make a change and difference on the lives of those that are around us. God bless you. My name is Simon Kine, and here we speak the African way of things that actually do matter. I'll see you. I made a video about saving to invest. Why do you need to save your money as a young person? Why do you need to invest that money as a young person to grow your wealth? I made a video about that. Some research I made about saving and investing, and I documented. I made a video about it. So if you want to watch it, I think it's up here already, and you'll see it at the end screens. Otherwise, God bless you. My name again is Simon, and I'll catch you in the next video.